What's up, you guys? I'm here with a new video today. I'm here to do what might be, I think, my first top 10 video ever for this channel. And I'm here to do my top 10 favorite ritual monsters in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Shout out go to Kasami from X Underground Members X. He did a video like this. His was so nice, like with the editing and everything. And I'm learning how to do that stuff, but I am not what I would call super efficient and tech savvy when it comes to that. So mine is going to be a very simple not DN. DN is like dead for now, but a YGO Pro screenshot. I just want to talk about the cards that I really, really like, the top 10 rituals, and the reasons why I like them so much. They're in order, so we'll start with number 10. So Crab Turtle. Number 10 is Crab Turtle. It can only be special summoned with Turtle Oath, and you must also tribute. It's just a generic level 8 ritual. Why do I love this card? I love this card because I have owned more copies of this card than I ever want to admit. The majority of my commons, I don't even remember what set this was from, but the majority of my commons, I got one of these in damn near every pack. I had so many of these. My friend Gio had so many of these. Everyone I knew that played Yu-Gi-Oh back then had more crab turtles than like anyone could imagine. It was just nuts, and it will always be a memory, like a nostalgic kind of thing for me with this card because I just really like this card just for the fact that it reminds me of when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and even though it sucked to pull so many and have that common card, it was like, you know what, it's still cool because I mean it's a crab, it's a fucking crab turtle, and I like turtles, so yeah. And then I thought of Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob, so yeah. So that's number 10 for me, Crab Turtle. Number 9, Kasami and I are, I think he had this as number 10, but Hungry Burger. I don't think I even need to explain this. I guess now the reason why I like it so much is I really like the show Bob's Burgers. My girlfriend got me into it, and it's one of my favorite shows to watch on Netflix. I just absolutely love the series. I don't care what anyone says, it's great. And I love burgers too, like for real. I love burgers. Everyone knows back in the day how many like Red Robin videos I did and how many burgers I would go to Red Robin like once or twice a week if I could. And this card, I still own this card and I still love it. It's a burger. You can't get mad at it. It's just awesome. So yeah, so Hungry Burgers number 9. Now number 8, don't punch me, guys. The reason why Trishna is on here because it's just that. It's Trishna. I am one of the probably the most fortunate people in this game to have never been Necrozed or Trishula'd because I did not play against Necroz in real life during that format. That's when I was on my hiatus, and that's like when the videos were stopping, like all that. And just the fact that it's Trishula makes me happy. That is the only reason. I love Trishula as a card. It is definitely one of my favorite synchro monsters, and I think the card looks awesome. I'm not condoning this card because I know how much people hated this card during the format of Necros. I just love the card for the fact that it's Trishula, and that's all I'm going to say about it. So Necros and Trishula makes my number, what was that, number 10, number 8. God, I can't count. Now on to my number 7, the Masked Beast. Now people are wondering why the Masked Beast. People would think it's because of the show, because Loomis and Umbra summoned the Masked Beast, who was like their most powerful guy, blah, blah, blah. That's not the reason. The reason is, back when I played in the Duelist League in Toys R Us when I was in like 6th grade, I got this card, and it was bigger than Blue Eyes White Dragon. And it was like one of the first cards I ever had that was bigger than Blue Eyes White Dragon by 200 attack points, and it was just awesome. Having this and the ritual card and getting rid of an 8 and summoning it and just like, boom, it just, it just destroys Blue Eyes White Dragon. Like, it's so powerful, and it just always will be a nostalgic card for me because of that. I still remember those days very vividly, and I will always have a soft spot for this card because it was bigger than Blue Eyes White Dragon, and it was just, just really nostalgic for me, and I will always love this card. So, on to number 6, Paladin of White Dragon. The reason why I love this card is because it looks amazing. The artwork is amazing, and I love the color blue. For anyone who knows me, it's my favorite color. And this card, ever since my friend Gio got it and I first saw it, I was so jealous because it was one of the nicest looking cards I've ever seen, and I did everything I could to get my own copy. I traded away so much stuff just to have it, and it was just to have it. It wasn't even to really play it. I wanted to play it. I think I tried. I just wasn't able to. The fact that it was related to Blue Eyes White Dragon was enough for me to want to, just have it, and, it was just awesome. So yeah, so that's it for that. Next, we have the original Blackluster Soldier. This is complete nostalgia based on the show. When Yugi summons it against Mai, it is an absolutely amazing moment. The fact that he has that ritual, the fact that he, gets rid of Gaia and Karibo and summons this behemoth, and she just surrenders. it's just the fact of the matter that this is one of the most powerful cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I know that it's the original one that does nothing, but it's just for the fact that this is the original Blackluster Soldier, and this is where it all started, and Envoy of the Beginning comes after this, and it'll always be one of my favorite cards. I love Blackluster Soldier. And then along the lines, the next one, Magician of Black Chaos. If you didn't see Yugi versus Pegasus Match of the Millennium, and you did not spend 5 weeks waiting to see how it ended, I don't know what to say to you. It was probably one of the hardest waiting periods in my life because I wanted to see what happened. It all came down to Yugi versus Pegasus for his grandfather's soul, for the Kaiba brothers' souls, and it was my world. If it was all about Yugi, you better win. And towards the end, when they were doing the mind shuffle, and they were getting around Pegasus, and then he collapses, and it's down to just the Pharaoh and Pegasus, and the last card is the black ritual, and he summons this thing. And if people remember this specifically, this was a scene they showed in the very first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Magician of Black Chaos destroys Thousand Eyes Restrict. I don't know if anyone caught that, but it was basically a premonition of what was to happen later on in the show, and I only caught that recently when I rewatched the original series. This card is just amazing. This is one of my girlfriend's favorite cards as well, and we own this version as well as the Magician of Black, the other, the Demok, the Dark Magician of Chaos. But this will always be the original because he's just so fucking badass. Next, Relinquished. Can't lie, I've always loved Pegasus. Always, always, always. He was a true villain, classy villain, and one of my favorite characters in the entire series, and Relinquished was one of my favorite cards. My mom pulled this card for me from a pack from Walgreens. She bought me like 3 or 4 packs of Magic Ruler, and she pulled it, and she always liked to open my packs when I was little, and she pulled it for me, and I was ready to explode out of the car. I was so happy. I could not believe that I owned a Relinquish. I was ready to cry. I was so happy. Relinquish will always have a soft spot in my heart because it was Pegasus' awesome ritual monster, and let's face it, during the Match of the Millennium, you wanted Yugi to win, but my god, Pegasus had an amazing deck, and Relinquish was one of the main reasons. So yeah, Relinquish takes my number 3 spot. And down to my final 2, number 2, Herald of Perfection. People that know, I love this deck. I don't care what anyone says. Shout out to my brother Olyntio. He knows. He just knows. This is one of his favorites too. Herald of Perfection was just always a fun deck for me to play. Yes, it's degenerate in the sense that you don't let your opponent play Yu-Gi-Oh! But the fact that it creates such a powerful lock along with Royal Decree, and at the time it was Royal Decree and just Infinite Fairies to discard, it was just so powerful. I think the artwork looks amazing. Just a beautiful card. When they released it as a ghost, I wanted to vomit. The ultis and ultra will always look the nicest, and even the gold to me looks better than the ghost gold or whatever it was. So I'll always love this card. This is definitely, without a doubt, my second favorite ritual monster in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And my number 1, probably my favorite. I honestly, outside of Rescue Rabbit and a couple other cards, Demise the King of Armageddon is without a doubt my favorite. It's very hard to say. It's one of my favorite cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I love this card with an undying passion. This deck, I got it when it was the deck to get, and I was just so sad. I was younger and I couldn't travel, I couldn't play, but I loved this deck. I actually heard back from David Rodriguez. He actually saw my real life profile of Demise, and the fact that someone I looked up to when I was young actually replied to that video. This was actually only a couple weeks ago, talking about Demise. It was just so, again, nostalgic. I know that I've used that word a lot, but if you've been playing as long as I have, you'd understand. Demise is just my favorite ritual. Pay 2,000 points, you win the game. Damn near you win the game. Demise was just unreal. You could just, blow him out with that Rig of Destruction and just win. Demise was unreal. His turbo build was unreal. You could OTK them so fast, and it just looks freaking awesome. So, yeah. Those are my top 10 ritual, you guys. Let me know if you want to see top 10 fusions, top 10 XYZs, top 10 whatever. Leave them in the comments below. I haven't done these before. I hope that this video will do well so that I can do more. This is just a great video to do. It's so nostalgic to me, and I'm just so happy to bring it to you guys. So I hope you guys will give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments with your top 10 favorite rituals and why, and any other kind of top 10s you would like to see here on the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Once again, shout out to Kasami for a great video, and I hope you guys will go and see that video. I have a link in the description, and that's all I got to say. Thank you for watching.